Hey everybody, welcome to the new YouTube channel of Clark the Shark. Thank you for stopping by and watching it. This is the first video. I promise you I'm not going to do stereotypical things like every YouTube channel in the world that would just say, hey guys, what's going on? It's me. We know who it is. We clicked on the video. And I'm not going to do these quick, fancy video editing of me making faces and all that because that's just lazy editing. What we are going to do today, but please make sure you like and subscribe. What we are going to do today though is go live and take you on a journey to a live episode of the greatest podcast on the planet, and that is The Podcastle. Thanks for stopping by and subscribing, and let's jump in. And there he is. That is Comic John of the Comic John channel. Subscribe and like him on these links right here. The question, John, that the world has tonight is, of course, your dick.
No more Netflix and chill. We are entering the era of DisneyPlus and trust. Are you one of the 10 million who joined the death of physical media? We are.
I am one of, yeah, exactly. I am one of those people that am celebrating Disney Plus because I had high hopes for this from the beginning. I'm a little biased. I like Disney. I'm a fan.
We've been talking about this for like 2 years.
It's
anticipating.
Insane. And I love everything about Disney Plus. I'm curious what you think about it. And I've only watched like 3 movies off of it. And I've seen every one of those movies before, but I just love the options. I can't decide what to watch. And there's been an exodus, already numbers reporting of people canceling Netflix and Hulu within 2 days of this launching. Nothing to be alarmed about. I think it's probably people that are canceling anyway, but they're reporting it like Disney Plus. But think about the model. You have Disney, Star Wars, Marvel. You have everything backing up. You have a $7 a month or you know, $70 a year if you want to go that route. And it's just amazing. And I had no outages. People were like, what's wrong with my Disney Plus? It's not working. Thankfully I didn't have any problems with like slow speed. It worked like a charm.
I hated seeing that. It was like, like I was talking to my parents and they were like, I was like, did you get Disney Plus? And of course my dad was like, no, I didn't get it. I was like, no. I was like, it's $70 for the year. It's kind of like a no-brainer. And I think if you do the 3-year plan, it comes out to like $7, or no, it comes out to like $3 a month.
Yeah, the yearly plan is $3 a month. I mean, you can't beat that.
And I got up at 6 a.m. on Tuesday because the word on the street was, well, the word on the interwebs was that that the Mandalorian show, that Disney Plus Live is going to go, Disney Plus is going to go live at 6 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Pacific. And around like halftime of the Monday Night Football game, they showed a teaser, like a 1-minute clip from the pilot episode of Mandalorian, not like a trailer or anything, but like a 1-minute uninterrupted clip. It ended up being the first minute of the show. And then at midnight, Disney Plus went live. And they didn't tell anyone. And they did that on purpose to avoid probably more crashing. Because you think every app that comes out, when everyone tries to jump on it, it all takes a shit. It's like any new amusement park ride. But the Pirates of the Caribbean don't eat the tourists.
Don't eat the tourists. Yeah, but the Pirates of the Caribbean... I was thinking that before the show we had problems with my camera, which I've never had a problem with this camera, the webcam. But of course it happened when I'm trying to do like an actual video over 2K. And I'm like, well, every amusement park. But then I thought, but this isn't the first time. This is like our 800th episode. So of course it's happening now.
When I tried to sign on, Skype made me give my password. So, of course, I had to reset my password and do all that nonsense.
I love it. Not to crowbar away from Disney Plus, but I did want to share a new tactic in the arsenal of lies that we have amassed over the years that kind of can work if you angle it the right way. And I'll tell you what it is. If you're in a situation where you're at work, let's say, and you're backpedaling on something that's not true or you didn't know, you can always go this funny new route in 2019, and that's you don't want to offend somebody. And I'll give you an example. Like, but you said it was, Mike, you said that was in the drawer, and it wasn't. Well, it was, but then I heard that, never mind. What? I can't say that. It's I don't want to go that route and offend somebody. It's just something I heard, but like, they can share it with you if they want, but I'm not at liberty to say this because it like might offend somebody of why I couldn't do that because I heard something and or you could put the embarrassment on yourself and be like, why didn't you do this or what happened? Be like, I'll have to talk to you after. It's not something I can say out loud. And then they start feeling bad, and that gives you enough time to craft up a lovely excuse.
I love the one. Could we talk about this alone?
Can we talk
about this in private? The delay, the stall, and then you go, okay, what am I going to say here that's going to make everyone look good and me look good? And it was just this horrible misunderstanding.
Right, but there's always a way, there's always a road to take to get out of that jam, of said jam. Benfer and I, good friend of the show, Benfer and I, we were looking for discarded Indian food out of a dumpster in Fort Wayne, Indiana the other day, and we came across...
Fort Wayne.
We came across Phantom Menace, the DVD, so we ate it. But the question for John who's a big Star Wars aficionado, is...
It didn't taste as bad as it was.
A coworker came up to me today. I was saying, did you get DisneyPlus? I said, yeah, I did. It's amazing. You can have up to like 10 devices. It's great. And she's like, she's like, my boyfriend got it because of Star Wars. Star Wars and all that. And I was like, that's cool. Do you watch Star Wars? And I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I've seen most of the films. But I'm not like a huge, crazy nut on them, but I'm a fan.
You're not a fan like me, and you're also not like a fanboy.
No, right.
You're not like a crazy person who argues over, we're going to get into what they were arguing over on day one. Sorry, go on.
Right, exactly. But
I'm not a huge fan. You don't hate it.
I like the movies. I watch them. I'll probably watch them all this week now that I have access again. And I enjoy it. It's a fun ride. But they were talking about Star Wars, and she was saying, I've seen the originals. Is that right to say? The originals, the first. I said, yeah, New Hope, Jedi,
Empire.
Empire, and she's like, yeah, I've seen all those. Those are great, but I didn't see the prequels. And I was like, yeah, like Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith. She's like, yeah, because I don't think they're really good. I mean, I heard they were bad. Like, what do you think? And then as she's talking, I realized she thinks because I have Disney Plus, I'm in line with her boyfriend's likes of Star Wars, and I'm this huge fan. So I started rolling into it like I've seen every one, and I was like, well, here's what you're missing. Phantom Menace, they kind of went a different route. It was Lucas doing his thing, and it was really bizarre. What you want to do is skip the prequels and jump right to Force Awakens and all that. And like, I know I've seen the movie, so I know enough to bullshit someone that hasn't seen them into thinking I've seen them. But I wasn't even trying to go that route. I was just like, yeah, I've seen them, I enjoy them. And she started talking and asking questions as if I knew. So I was like, I'm not going to let you down. I'm going to defend the franchise in a respectful way that will make you want to see it and decide your own decision. So I feel like I pulled off that feat today, and it was the closest I'll ever get to a spokesperson defending something that they don't know anything about. Like Trump every day.
Right.
Well, it's not what they meant, but you have to reread it. It was great.
You were definitely lying, but not really. It was it was like 80-20.
I did.
Because the sequels, and that's an interesting thing. I would have loved for someone to come up and ask me that question, because there's an actual order that these crazy super fans came up with, but I find intriguing, and I haven't tried yet, but I kind of have it all in my head anyway.
You crafted a chronological lineage.
Well, no, but it's actually like even more out of order, but it kind of tells the story better, and it sucks you in to the story more. So here's the deal. Right. You start off with the original Star Wars, and then Empire Strikes Back. Then you go and you don't even watch Phantom Menace because it's so bad. You can watch the lightsaber duel between Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul. You can watch that because that's spectacular.
It's fantastic. It's great.
Then jump right to Attack of the Clones, which is really rough. Then Revenge of the Sith. Then Return of the Jedi. Then Force Awakens. Then The Last Jedi. And in a month, you'll be able to see The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh.
So you kind of like watch Darth Vader at his worst, and then you go back and you watch him become that, and then you watch him redeem himself. It's interessant.
I'm going to need some Benjamin Moore paint. I'm going to need some double-sided tape. I'm going to go to a neighbor's house and require a use of their hammer, even though I'm my own, because I'm going to need to pull out some extra drywall. and I'm going to need a pressure washer to get rid of the brains that you just exploded all over the wall through the back of my head with that analogy. It's pretty good.
Do you have a hammer?
I do have a hammer. I actually use it more than I would think I needed to. For some reason, I'm always like, "Hey, Jen, where did I put the hammer?"
I know, because I don't have like a tool bench or anything. I have like a
No.
smattering of tools. So I woke up at 6 a.m. because I thought that that's when it was going to go live, and I figured not everyone, only the nerds are going to be up with me, so this thing's not going to crash. And it didn't. It didn't. And I fired it up, and as soon as I opened the app, I had that like Disney magic feel immediately.
Yes!
You know, like everything about
Jim
the fucking
Cricket.
presentation, man. Like, yeah, just the castle with the Tinkerbell flying over, the music, and just how they have like
All the
they have
skills.
the Disney cartoons, then they have Marvel, then they have Star Wars, then they have Pixar. And
Yes.
it's so simple. And then
It's
you
so
scroll down and there's like Disney Channel 90s throwback, you know, and then they have like,
Darkwing Duck. Like,
yes, Darkwing.
I felt like a kid again. I felt like I was at Disneyland with my parents seeing Snow White in the movie theater at age 7 for the first time. It was magical, and you captured it the best on Instagram when you said "when you wish." ... and you did the Disney Plus logo, and I got it because I was watching that. I didn't watch it till late last night when I got home, and yeah, it's just incredible, the whole thing, and seeing all those movies. I tweeted out something to Disney because I'm sure they read it, but I said I gotta like give a huge props to Disney for not editing out these racist old scenes that today in today's day and age could be seen as racist or insensitive. They didn't go that route, which I thought they were going to do. They left them in there. The Dumbo quotes.
They put like a disclaimer.
They put a disclaimer that just said,
Something about the times.
This was a reflection of the times. It doesn't reflect us today, and that's all we need to do. I think everybody can take a page out of Disney's book and do that going forward. You don't need to erase a whole movie scene or something because it was the reflection of the times. And I thought that was really cool. And what was really awesome about Disney Plus is I was watching like some of the old animations last night, like Sleeping Beauty and 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, yeah.
They're so good. And anybody I talked to did the same thing. They just went to these old like children's movies that you watch as a kid. But they have the catalogs all the way from Steamboat Willie in the 20s. I mean,
right.
It's like getting a box set of everything Disney, and they just like everything is in here.
Yeah.
And it's not all in there yet.
That's what's crazy. They don't have everything in there yet. It's like I was saying to Heather, because she was looking for stuff, and she's like, oh, it's not in here. I was like, listen, if you ever have to send 500 emails, maybe try sending 250 first, because those 500 might not make it over. You know, like they have to like slowly dump everything that they have over.
Of course. They had the Sandlot on there, which I said to Marty York. I had like a bit of a fan moment. I messaged him last night, and I Facebooked or tweeted this out, and I said, dude, you're on the front screen of the biggest streaming platform in the world right now. I was like, that's not easy to do, man. That's amazing. He's like, oh yeah, no big deal. It's great. I hope. And I was like, no, it is. I was like, I know the movie's like older and stuff like that, but you're on like the first screen of the biggest platform in the world right now that more people are watching than anything else. I was like, that's like pretty amazing, dude. It was a very surreal moment for me. It was really cool.
Do you think it's like the old saying, like, you're only as great as your next achievement? Like, Marty's like, yes, I'm an icon. Like, I mean, I don't even know if he understands that. Like, he's an icon of pop culture. Yeah. He's probably one of the most known characters from that movie. You know, like, everyone knows the Sandlot. But then it's like Squints and Yeah.
Yeah, they're like the two that stand out. It's amazing.
But, like, I feel like it's like, he's like, okay, well, yeah, but where's my next Sandlot?
Right, where's the next thing?
You know,
I think he did allude to. He said, "I hope the new show will be coming on there soon, or we'll start filming it soon because that's the network that it's on." And it was a good sign that the Sandlot, which is kind of an odd choice. I didn't even know Disney owned that movie. Was on Disney Plus, so that might be a prequel to Disney Plus having the new streaming service of the new or the new season on their streaming service. Because I didn't even know Disney was Sandlot, so that's pretty cool. that they did that. So that was kind of a good sign that maybe, if you're not familiar, listeners, Marty York in The Sandlot has been on a show, and the
And
director
viewers.
of The Sandlot and viewers, said that there will be a new Sandlot series. So, and Marty told me in private it was probably going to be on Disney Plus because that's who they were talking to. So I'm hoping that's a sign that we see some Sandlot stuff.
Dude, as of April 11th, 2019, from Variety, again, one of the few trusted reporters left, the Sandlot series and works at Disney Plus.
There it is. One of the few. Ironically, about that story is there was no press on the Sandlot reboot after that director saying that, which did get me worried. And some of the guys from the Sandlot, through Marty, he told me that they felt that way too. That the director came out and said, "We're doing the Sandlot series." Nobody knew about it, and he hasn't said anything about it since. But I know they talk to producers and stuff, so I think it's kind of in like a development genesis right now.
Who do you need? What characters do you have to have in this movie?
I feel like
for it to work. You know how like
yeah,
there's like specific movies where it's like we wouldn't have been able to make it if it wasn't for this guy joining the cast.
I feel like Patrick Renna, the Hambino, needs to be in there.
Good call.
Yeah, needs to be in there, and Squints.
Yeah.
It would help to have the other guys. The Jet, of course, Benny the Jet, they would need. But from what I hear, that guy doesn't really like act anymore. He's an LA fireman, but he's somebody they probably should try to get in there. And of course, the main character,
Smalls.
Yeah.
See, I feel like you don't need Smalls or Benny the Jet. I feel like you need the characters, like
the supporting
the movie
guys
was
that
about Smalls and Benny the Jet, right? You need the bench. Who's the pitcher? I always forget his name. DeNunez. I think you need him, the black kid.
Right.
Sorry. And it would be really cool if Dennis Leary could be part of it.
So good.
I think if he was reached out to in some way to have some sort of backing, I feel like he would be like, yeah, this is a money maker waiting to happen. Like the market right now that is consuming the most, us.
There it is.
It's waiting to happen. Follow the lead of Karate Kid.
And Leary is due for like another wave of successes. I mean, he did Brooklyn, the Fire Show, which was pretty
Rescue
good.
Me.
Yeah, and he also does like music and stuff like that. But I feel like Dennis Leary, to me, I felt has always been an underrated actor because he can act really well. He's really good. He get the range. I mean, he was in The Sandlot. He's in Demolition Man. He can talk very, very quickly without screwing up and like convincing.
Dude, I didn't watch.
He's tremendous.
I didn't watch that show religiously, but I did watch a lot of episodes, and I loved that show, Rescue Me. Every episode I watched, I was like,
it was
this
great.
Fucking show is awesome.
Yeah, it's supportive of like firemen and stuff like that. It's like a good show.
Speaking of like comedic actors who are actually really good actors if they do drama, this movie coming out, Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. It's a drama. It's not a comedy.
Yeah.
Sandler, dude,
Going to be great.
I think is one of the best actors. Like, he's such a good actor, but he always does the fucking thumb up my ass shit.
Yeah, he gets typecast a lot, and ironically, I read an article this morning that Sandler was in an interview, and he said that his acting teacher in college told him, "You need to pick a new profession. Like, you're never going to make it as an actor. You're horrible." And that, for one, goes to show you how little acting teachers know. And I'm not shitting on acting teachers, but a lot of them are just upset they didn't become famous. And they're like, you should do something else.
That sounds familiar.
It's like, what's the old saying? Like, if you can't make it as it, teach it. It's like why you have
those who can't do teach.
Yeah, like consultants for your business are usually people that have failed businesses, and they're like, well, I know what not to do, so I'll share that wealth. But ironically, I think Sandler's underrated too. He just gets put in like the same role.
Well, he makes the same movie. He does. You know, he always makes this. Like, he's always the same guy, or he's just always a goofy character. But in all those movies that are goofy, in the emotional parts, he's always really good. Like, remember in Big Daddy, the court scene? Yeah.
Oh, crying like a little school baby.
Every time.
School baby. That's not really a term. but he's really, really good
Hannah
at.
goes to school.
He's got it's kind of baby Hannah, but his range is really good, and I think basically he's had a deal with Netflix right now. We spoke about this on previous podcasts. He can do anything he wants because as badly rated as a lot of them are, people are eating it up. You know,
No.
anytime for every person that goes, Adam Sandler's a wash up. That movie sucked. There's like 30 million people that watched it and are talking about it right now. Like he's a brand that works for good for whatever you make of it.
Think about what he does. It's like gross toilet. It's like gross toilet swear humor.
Right.
And teenagers, young kids that consume Netflix, they eat that shit up just like we did 20 years ago.
Remember 20 years ago, we would watch stuff like Corky Romano, and you're like, this is hilarious. And by today's standards, it's awful. But at the time, you're like, no, they were hitting on all cylinders of what like our age group wanted to watch.
I wonder. Now, I don't think so because I remember watching Ace Ventura in '96, and then and then watching it like 5 years ago and being like, this might be funnier now that I'm older.
That's a great point.
They're rebooting Ace Ventura without Jim Carrey.
Can't do it. Why would you do that? That's like rebooting.
They're rebooting
Air Bud without a dog.
Dude, I was looking earlier. There's like 126 reboots on the way. Like almost anything you can think of. Did you ever see the movie Cube?
Yeah, I have seen Cube.
Yeah, the reboot in that I feel could use a reboot. It was so
technology wise.
Yeah, holy shit, it could be crazy now.
Tron, when they did Tron in 2011, that was due for a reboot because Tron was like I think it was George Lucas in the 70s.
Yeah.
Or something like Logan's Run or RoboCop, like these old films, these old sci-fi, Blade Runner, which you kind of need Harrison Ford to make that work. But these old films.
Didn't they try to do Blade Runner?
Yeah, it was really bad.
I heard it was terrible.
In my opinion. But like movies that use futuristic technology like Terminator with the MS-DOS font and Alien in the spaceship in 300 years from now where they're still like using a type computer doesn't work for the technology. But
that's so funny.
Interesting enough, Ridley Scott came out this week and they asked him in an interview, they said, the technology in Alien, it's a great film, but obviously the technology is so dated because it was made in 79 with the computer. And he said that the reason we addressed this in Prometheus, the prequel, because the technology was so much more advanced then. How does that work? They said the crew, the manufacturer of the spaceship in Alien, the Nostromo, made the technology so old and obsolete so it couldn't be hacked by like alien civilizations, which obviously wasn't the reason they did it. They did it because that's where the technology was, but they compensated for it later, which I haven't seen done since, and that's pretty cool.
They fixed the continuity error.
Yes,
that's cool.
They fixed the time capsule conundrum.
That's like how Cap gave Tony the like flip phone in like 2000, 15.
Yeah, the flip phone. Speaking of the flip phones, is that coming back? The old Razor Nokia is coming back. What's happening with that?
Maybe.
I feel like people would like to have them. Because it's always cool to flip a phone open and talk, but it's just not conducive to anything. You can't have a phone that's not flat anymore. Cutting edge radio.
But let me tell you something. I enjoy the flip phone. You know why? There's no butt dialing.
Thank you.
It closes on the it shuts off the ring button. The call button. It makes it impossible to butt dial.
And it gives more satisfaction if you have to hang up on somebody. Instead of being like, you know what? Screw you.
Yeah, you do feel like you're like more important. When you're like...
I think we need to go back to the phones with the suitcase that you carry from like 1988 and get really old school.
With the curly cord.
Not to cut you off.
And the box.
The worst idea for cell phones were the Nextels. Remember the Nextel in like late 90s? It was like a walkie-talkie, and you're like, you don't need that. That's like not...
Chirped. Like,
I think I knew one person that had it, and it was just a bad idea all around.
I remember when those Nokias first came out. I loved just holding the phone and just flipping it open and closed and open and closed and open and closed and open and closed like a psychopath. So there was three besides Taika Waititi and Pedro Pascal in The Mandalorian. There were three other like big names in the show as characters. One of them getting frozen in carbonite. Do you know what the term being frozen in carbonite refers to?
Yeah, it's when Han Solo got the carbonite frozen in one of the originals.
Right, because
I want to say it was Empire Strikes Back.
Correct, because there was a bounty.
I've done my homework. I've dicked around. I'm not the only guy that's jerked off backstage at Comic-Con. I mean, I'm not the only guy that hasn't watched Empire Strikes Back. It's like the second best film of the '80s.
Backstage.
I know, right? It's a show, Backstage.
Jabba the Hutt had a bounty on Han Solo's head, and Darth Vader said, "Let's freeze him and keep him alive, so we'll lure Luke to you, and Boba Fett will collect half the money." Boba Fett is a bounty hunter who kind of like dresses like a Mandalorian, but he's not really one. He just wears the same shit and like uses the same equipment. That's kind of like the story in this show. He's not really a Mandalorian. Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed,
of course,
speaks in Huttese in one scene. That's Jabba the Hutt's language. Nick Nolte plays.
I know. I love Nick Nolte. The guy's so great.
He plays like the Yoda character, and he has easily the catchphrase of the show, "I have spoken." He kind of like will. He'll suggest something, or he'll offer something, or he'll recommend something to the guy, and before the Mandalorian can respond, he'll cut him off with, I have spoken.
Start using the Mandalorian in your everyday vernacular. Like, yo, John, you're later. Did you pick up the trash? Take up the trash. Take up the trash. Did you take up the trash? Did you get milk? I did, but there's a Mandalorian on the 101. It's just crazy. People don't really question that because they'll find themselves thinking about what the Mandalorian.
Like it sounds like a few words that I know, but I don't know if I know Mandalorian.
But you could take an encyclopedia. You could research some Wikipedia articles. You could maybe formulate some mathematical equations, and you still can come up with the answer with the question that the world has. John, does the Mandalorian?
Hold on, wait.
Does this mask need to come off? Why is this mask on? We know it's a disfigured face. What's your painted situation on this?
Well, I wanted to also say the third known actor, the third cameo in this was Horatio Sands. He was like this guy that the Mandalorian saves from punks at a bar and ends up freezing him.
Spacebar.
He was so annoying, but he led us to the very first appearance of a toilet in the Star Wars universe.
And what does that say? They're humanizing the experience. Space bars, toilets, pretty good.
I haven't. His line was, "Oh, that's better. I haven't had an evacuation since the solstice." Solstice.
I do admire a good solstice.
So the deal with the mask is, I don't know. That's their thing. They never take it off. They never reveal who they are. They're like Batman, They don't reveal their secret identity. And
it's pretty cool.
All of the stormtroopers were clones, but save for the first one and the second one. No, save for the original and the first clone. That was Jango and Boba Fett.
Pretty good.
Were killed by Mace Windu and Han Solo.
Very good. Very good.
It's very good. So the first thing you watched was Sandlot?
Sandlot, 101 Dalmatians. No, first thing I watched was 101 Dalmatians.
Really? It's out?
Yeah, it's really good.
Is it with Emma Stone?
No, the original from 1955. I think it was 55.
Oh, the cartoon.
Oh, yeah. It was a big cartoon night for me. I was just watching Princesses all night. I love that movie. It's like one of the few Disney movies that really doesn't have any music in it. There's only like 2 songs, and they're quick. It's really dark. It's in London. The animation, I gotta say, Disney, the animation is so It's not even underrated. They get the praise they deserve. The animation is so good in these old films. Like even Sword in the Stone, where the battle between the wizards and they're changing colors and everything.
They have such weird hands.
Sleeping Beauty, even though that was a flop at the box office, in recent years for releases, it was like it's in the top 30 highest grossing movies of all time. That's like how incredible Disney is, how good they are. How many people watch their shit, even their flops. Like the movie flopped in 1959. It's like number 28 in highest grossing films of all time now because of how many people watch that. And Sleeping Beauty is so good. They have 3D almost. Some of the castle scenes, they blur out the like walls in the foreground and focus in the back. It's like the animation is just incredible. We're talking 1959, not computers, and it's better than it's amazing.
I thought you were first of all, I thought you were referring to Beauty and the Beast. See, they need to like do something about that. Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast. It's too close. Beauty and the Beast was like the record holder for number one at the box office. It was like 12 weeks in a row, and then it was beaten by Titanic, which will never be beaten. But I don't even know Sleeping Beauty other than the cartoon and the three fairies.
Yeah, they're amazing. It's incredible. Such a good story. It's dark.
So you watched Dalmatians first. I think the first, like after Mandalorian, I watched Little Mermaid just to see.
Yeah.
And dude, again, like you were saying,
tonight.
They're just great, and whatever they're doing, it's in 4K. Everything's in 4K Dolby Atmosphere sound, and it dazzles the peepers. Even Finding Dory we were watching. That was great. You know, I wanted to see it. Oh, we were watching Toy Story 3 today.
Yeah, I think that might be the best one.
It's mesmerizing. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they're so good, and I found myself watching DisneyPlus and getting that, and I likened it in a weird, different kind of scale to like getting a Super Nintendo or a Nintendo in like 1993 or 91 and being like, this is just this new cool thing I can fuck around with, and it's like exciting. I don't know what it is, but even Jen was. Did you get it? Did you get Disney Plus? And I got it. She goes, well, what's the password? I'm going to put it in the office. I'm going to put it in the room. And then I checked like an hour later, and she had like 30 things on her watch list. She's like, I can't believe all this is here. And I was like, I know. It's amazing. Like, Tim Sook today messaged me, and he's like, did you get Disney Plus? I was like, yeah. He's like, I can't believe they have Darkwing Duck. I haven't seen these things in years. I'm like, Disney Plus is giving people our age and John's age, like, well, you know, I'm 23, but John's a little older.
All ages.
No, but all ages, this like, invigorating, like, yo, this is all in one spot. We don't have to chase down Netflix and find Hercules or whatever like 2 Disney films they have on there, or we don't have to go buy it for $8. It's just Hercules. There. That's what it is. That's what all of us have, like Hulu and all that. They always have like 2 Disney movies, and it's like the 2 you don't want to watch, like Pocahontas and Hercules, and you're like, okay, all right.
Yeah, like the 3 or 4 Marvel movies that like they're waiting out their Netflix contracts are the 3 that I've seen like 9 times each. It's like, okay, come on.
Endgame.
It is nothing but a nostalgia dump, and I compare it to on a much grander level. But I compare it to when the NES Mini came out, and it was like, you know. It was another like down memory lane, like holy shit, I can't believe we made this. Like I'm so proud of us that we like made this thing, like as humans, like we did it. This is something that like, you know, you talk about with your friends that they'll never make, and now they made it.
It's exciting.
Dude, we watched
now they made it.
My absolute favorite Disney movie of all time, the Disney's Christmas Carol, I believe is the title. I should know the title, but it's
Mickey Christmas Carol?
It would take me forever to find it. It would never be for free. You would always have to buy it. Yeah. And it's the Scrooge story where, you know, Goofy is Jacob Marley.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Oh, it's the best. Scrooge. It's the best one. Yeah. Yeah, that one. Yeah, we've gone on. Yes, it's on. We watched it tonight. I know, man.
The School Pocket for the Gentleman in Charge. But it's so good though. That's where at the end he goes, "Whose spirit, whose lonely grave is this?" Like, "Oh, Ebenezer." That's on there. Wow.
I like referring to the characters by like their real name. Like, Pete was playing the Ghost of Christmas Death or whatever he was.
Right, referring to them as if they're like people. Like, yeah, Donald really, really killed it. Scrooge McDuck was played by, who was Scrooge McDuck played by? It's like the...
Scrooge.
Was that his name?
McDuck just played Scrooge.
Oh, he was like his own guy?
Yeah, he's like a crossover.
Yeah. I love it, though. So good. And seeing all the Disney
Jiminy Cricket
animation stuff is just incredible. Who's your favorite Disney character? Like, of all the cartoon guys, like anywhere from Minnie to like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, anywhere. Who would like your favorite be?
That is a really tough call.
It's tough, right?
I really love Woody. Basically, just because he's Tom Hanks. I mean, as a kid, in like so there's like different eras of characters. Like it just kept expanding. So like as a kid, my first like favorite character was Donald, because I finally was like, wait a second. I know Mickey, but now there's these other people that are around. But I think this guy,
cast.
I like the troublemaker that kind of has like a complex of like inferiority. Like he's not the face of the company, right? And so I was a Donald fan, and then as Pixar and everything, I think I would go with Woody. He's so good. He's so kind.
Speaking of Woody, hold on. I want to take down my pants for a second. No, I want to show you something. Hold on.
My favorite is Woody. My favorite. Now, though, that I'm thinking of, like, what about, like, the Genie? The Genie is, like, an amazing character because it's Robin Williams.
Tremendous. I'm going to show this in two angles right here. I bought a Woody's shirt. I don't know if you can see it with the light, but it's like a Woody dress shirt. It's the shirt that Woody had in Toy Story.
Is it yellow?
No, it's brown. It's the Woody shirt. Yeah, it's yellowish brown, but it's a little darker. It's not like a burning yellow, but it's the Woody shirt. But I wear it like to work once in a while. But people have never picked up that it's from Toy Story, so I just wear it like a regular shirt. People are like, "Nice shirt." I don't know what I like about it, but like I like it. I'm like, "Yeah, you can't put your finger on it." And then
Do you wear jeans and boots and a brown vest and a cowboy hat?
I haven't worn the jeans yet, but
you gotta try the jeans.
This week. But
I did jeans and like a brown shoe.
I was right, yeah. I was in a store once, and someone goes, "That's the Woody shirt." I was like, "You're the only one. I've worn this like 8 times. You're the only one that's picked this up." Woody's great though. Like you can't not love Woody.
I know. He's just
so
awesome. The writing and Tom Hanks, obviously, he's my favorite. But that's such a complicated question. It's so deep. What about you? Favorite childhood? Favorite?
It's a loaded potato.
It's a loaded sandwich.
It's a hot, slicey banana Foster. I've always enjoyed Jiminy Cricket. I always thought he was great.
See, it's just I loved Fievel.
Oh, I don't think Fievel's Disney though.
He's not.
No,
an American.
I wish he were. I would think he would be, but I think Fievel's like its own thing.
And obviously, and especially if you listened to if you heard Clark earlier, Pinocchio has a special place in my heart because he's a liar.
He's great. Pinocchio's a good one. I might fire that one up tonight. I'm gonna watch 2 a night until they're all seen. All the like original animation classics.
I like that dedication. I
wonder how they hold up. Because I haven't seen Bambi. I've seen Bambi I think once in my life, and I was like 7, so I don't even know what to expect.
Oh, it's very, very dark. I remember Bambi being like horrible, and I don't think I'll show it to Hannah because I don't want to see my daughter cry in a movie. By the way, I just caught a glimpse of myself in the camera. If anyone's wondering why
you look great.
There's dirt on my upper lip. It's No Shave November, and I'm just joining in for the first time ever. I'm going to try and see if I can get through the whole month with a mustache. Maybe I'll shave it off for Thanksgiving, which is...
No, it's very prominent. I think you should grow it out more for Thanksgiving and style it so you can like get crumbs in there and be like, ho, ho, ho. I don't know why you're Santa, but I think you should do that. What about you?
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. Are you going to... What are you watching tonight on the Plus? That's what the cool kids call it. We call it the Plus.
Duh. I think it's duh. Oh, no, yeah. DaPlus.
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 DaPlus. Watching
Yep.
DaPlus.
Do you ever watch those videos, How It Should Have Ended?
Yes, I have.
There's animated. Yeah, they had like
Yeah.
a new one, and it's
Oh.
Batman and Superman, and they're talking about Disney Plus. It's so funny.
Oh, really?
Superman's like, it's DaPlus. Batman's like, shut up, don't call it that.
Shut up. Very good. Huh.
I think I'm gonna show. I think I'm gonna show Hannah tomorrow Aladdin. That's my favorite. Like that's my
Yeah.
number one. Like of that run from like I don't know when it started through like Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and Lion King and Sleeping Beauty. Maybe that was a little before, but you know what I mean. That like huge run of theirs where they just crushed it at the box office.
They had that Disney Renaissance from like 1989 to like 97, where like Little Mermaid started it,
Right.
and then they did Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin, Pocahontas, Lion King, and like Unstoppable. I found myself last night when I was looking through some of the movies, having ADHD, having ADHD and being like, I don't know what to do. But the great thing about those is no matter what you pick, if you're just like, just whatever I close my eyes and click on, it's going to be great. Like it's enjoyable. You just jump right into it.
Right.
It's very, very good. It's really it's fantastic.
Did you watch The Lady and the Tramp live action?
No, not yet. Is it? Yeah, I'm not drawn to it. It just doesn't look real.
But you know what else? You know what else, Matt? I also heard it was great.
I'm sure, and I also heard it was sensitive, but also daring.
Everything crashed. What's the fuck? Why isn't it working?
What's going on?
Because you're one of 5 million other people saying the same thing. And you did watch. Oh no, you didn't watch the live action 101 Dalmatians, right?
The new one?
Right. I don't think it's out yet. I think it comes out in December with Emma Stone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I saw pretty much all of the live action Disney movies they came out with so far, just to see them.
You have?
Yeah.
So you've seen like Lion King and Aladdin.
I didn't see Aladdin. I'm sorry, I did not see Aladdin.
I feel like that would be the one that I'll enjoy the most because
I've seen Dumbo.
Will Smith.
Yeah. I saw Maleficent. It was meh.
Oh, you saw that?
Maleficent. Meh. Just meh.
She's getting ready for Eternals.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Dumbo I really liked.
I can't watch it. Too sad.
It is sad. The live action though is pretty good. I thought it was
interesting that Michael Keaton and Danny DeVito are together again on the set of a circus.
And you think about that too, because there's not really references to it, but there's like things they put in there where you're like, yeah, it's Batman Returns. It's the Penguin. He's a showman. He's a showman. And
right.
In Batman Returns, he's a showman. He's the ringleader kind of.
Yes.
So in a zoo, and he's in a circus, and there's little cool things like that. It's juicy. It's really fantastic. Like Captain Planet, the greatest superhero of all time.
Tell us what you watched first on Disney Plus. What kind of binge? I like how Clark is going and banging out all the classic animated movies. When did we start calling them animated? I always just called them cartoons.
I prefer cartoons.
I don't know what I want to do because, dude, they have like the history of X. Like they have the first thing that was ever made on television or in the movie theater by Marvel. All the way up to Endgame.
The catalog is amazing.
Everything in between.
I wonder how the other streaming companies are shitting their pants right now. I'm not talking about like Netflix and stuff. Netflix is definitely secure for a few more years because of just the original stuff. But all like the NBC one that's coming out, all these other streaming services, they're probably like, fuck, dude, how can we compete with this? Why would you get that? Peacock. Like, what would make you get the NBC streaming app?
Disney stock hits a record high after company reports 10 million Disney Plus signups. I don't know why. See, this is why I feel so stupid because 2 years just went by about you and I talking about how big this is going to be, and I didn't buy one penny in Disney stock.
Well, I did. So long, bitches. Clark.
So they're gonna cut
You bought
down
Wisney
on
stock. It's a tissue company. Fuck. Shit.
toilet paper. They're gonna cut down on sharing.
Yeah.
Even though you can, for the price that you're paying right now, it's like $70 for a year. 4 people can watch from 4 different locations.
How else? What else do you need? If you're sharing it to more, that's gonna mess up like your feed history, your cache of like suggested. Like you don't want like 80 people logging into your account. Like that's crap, right?
Exactly.
Like family, yeah.
Stupid.
Jen last night was like, "Yo, can I give this like my niece and nephew?" And I'm like, let's wait a week and let's see how it plays out with the crashes, and we'll take it from there." Because I don't want like 80 kids logging into my account every night watching, movies and like messing up my suggested. Matt, finish watching Lilo and Stitch. No, I never started it.
Lilo and Stitch.
I'm OCD, man. Totally OCD. I'm all against like having people into my accounts screwing up stuff. You know what I mean? Unless it's like a close family member or like a close friend. Like I give you a Biscardi my passwords in a second. Biscardi has like all my Netflix and stuff. But when like family's involved, they're on like different accounts and computers, and people could be ordering shit and screwing up. Like I don't know. I don't want to mess around.
No, yeah. I mean, my phone, I don't want anybody touching my phone because, first of all, at any moment, a text could come flying in from you or Biscardi or one of my maniac friends down here with God knows what, and no one should see that in my life, but like maybe my brother. Other than that, I'd be like, yeah, you can't hold this.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't want you to. Yeah, I'll hold it and you can look at this video I want to show you, but you're not holding it.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's scary when someone's like, "Oh, let me see your phone. I got to take a picture." I was like, "You can do it very, very quickly. Please, God, don't let anything pop up that shouldn't be there."
Now, I mean, quite a good first move. Netflix comes out, and this is like Netflix doing like, I don't know, the rock bottom first move of the match. Boom on the streaming war. And everyone's like, ugh. And then Netflix pops up and signs a deal with Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I read that. They're doing they're teaming up to take down DisneyPlus.
Well, I mean, hey, Nickelodeon is like Disney Junior. It's like the TV of Disney.
It's no joke.
Yeah,
Nickelodeon.
They still have a big following, I think. I mean, they have their own Nickelodeon awards. They have their own awards show. Disney doesn't even have that shit.
The Kids' Choice Awards.
Right. Kids' Dick Awards.
Yeah, the Kids...
Penis Awards.
Yes, naturally.
The Penis Awards.
Zing.
Be a great thing. But the death of physical media, DVDs, I feel like in the next 4 years, Disney will just stop selling anything physical to watch.
Or they'll do it every few years and open up the vault, and those DVDs will be like $50. And you can get it. Remember like the VHS cartridges in the 90s?
Or in 5 years, it'll be something completely different that we're all watching shit on. Like, how long will this last? Like, DVD players had like a 20-year run.
Yeah.
And then
the next evolution would be holographic 3D projectors out of nowhere. Now I'm not talking about projectors on a wall. I mean like projectors that you can just push play and the thing like throws a screen in the air and you're watching it like anywhere you want. Like what else could be next?
No, yeah, I think that's the next step. Or yeah, it's just on the wall. You don't buy a TV, you buy a projector. That's the next step.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. It is 11/13/19. We predicted it.
And I need to scroll back and find out where... There's a show where we talk about today, but it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So we're like, Disney's coming out with this thing, and it's going to change everything. Yeah. And not that they really changed everything, they just shifted everything in like, a major power dick thrust.
Do you think... Are more people talking about this than any other streaming service released? I think so. I mean, they created a conversation. We're doing a whole show about it now. I was talking to, texting friends today that I never really talked to, and they were like, did you get Disney Plus? This is, an exciting thing. I went to work, happy. for the first time in my life. But I went to work like telling people like, "Yo, did you get Disney? It's exciting. Like, you should check it out."
Yeah, everybody
like a
that
cool
I've spoken to.
It's
my
amazing.
buddy McShay was like, "I've only seen Iron Man 1, and now I'm gonna see everything." And I was like,
Good for
"God, I'm
him.
so jealous."
Everything.
But damn it! Oh, and there's a bundle. There's a bundle that I haven't looked
Bumbo.
at. I haven't
Let's
looked
get
at.
a date.
I haven't looked at the price yet, but you can get with Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus.
Yes, yeah, I saw that.
I
Yeah.
love it. It's like
they're
Hulu. I think Disney owns like 85% of Hulu
I think Disney owns like 85% of the planet.
of entertainment.
Because if you like match up all the companies Disney, there's a chart actually of the companies Disney owns,
Yeah, I want to.
and it's like it's incredible. I'm going to wrap up the Clark the Shark episode right now and say tweet us at the _ podcastle. Subscribe to the channel below and Comic John on YouTube. I love when Bill Maher always at the beginning of the show, every show he goes, and don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. He's the only one that goes YouTube. Nobody else says anything. They just put it on the screen, but he's still like, and follow us on YouTube. Okay, I'm like, good for you.
He knows, man.
He knows his audience.
You know that the amount of people that watch Colbert and Seth Meyers, it's like triple on YouTube compared to television.